You join us at a damp Sepang. We have had a lot of very heavy rain in the last hour or so. It meant that one of the earlier races was under a safety car in torrential rain for quite some time. But now we are getting set, ready to go racing for the third Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship race of the weekend. The grid is just about complete. They will get a warming up lap. It's been declared a wet race. And so looking down onto the grid, it's damp, but if you are really brave and go slicks, it might pay dividends late in the race. And as the cars accelerate away from the line, trying to peer down onto what people are running, I'm afraid to say, hidden behind the debris fence, it is not easy. But I suspect you will find that if anybody has gambled on the slick tyre, they will come into their own late race. If they're on the wets, they're going to have to look after them. It's going to be an interesting race, this, of 9 laps in duration. They had a dry race yesterday, a dry race earlier, which was a real cracker. And so far this weekend, the wins have been shared across Kane Shepherd, who won yesterday, and Daniel Cow, who won earlier on today. David Addison trackside as the cars then are released onto this final formation lap. The grid based on the results of what we had earlier on in the day, but with the top 50% of the finishers reversed. The one that never got into the race earlier on because of a solenoid problem, Nazim Asman, will start last, but it means that the race 1 winner, Kane Shepherd, who was 5th earlier on, starts on the outside of row 2. The race 2 winner, Daniel Cow, will start from the 6th slot on the grid. So it's going to be an interesting race, this, to see, first of all, if Daniel Cow can get through the traffic, because he was very impressive in race 1, but also Kane Shepherd, winner yesterday by 4/10, narrow margin, really struggled for pace in the earlier race today. So starting at the front, can he make better progress? The circuit, given the humidity here and the temperature, should dry quickly now that the rain has stopped, and we'll see which parts of the circuit are still damp, where the passing opportunities are, because I think it's still damp offline in certain places. All of these cars are the same, Miguel chassis, Renault 2-litre engine, and all run by one team. There are different Formula 4 championships, although they have to conform to a standard set of FIA guidelines, different manufacturers, different engines in different places. But all these cars are run by one team. So Meritus, Peter Thompson's team, which for many years has been associated with junior single-seater racing, successfully so in Europe and then in Asia, operates all of these cars very much on an arrive and drive basis to keep down the cost. And there you see how slippery it is, because running off the road is 42, the pole man, Luke Thompson. So as he accelerates down the hill towards turn 12, suddenly discovers that it's not quite as grippy as he was rather hoping it would be, and he slides over the curb. It's going to be an interesting first lap, this, as people have to try and assess the grip level, especially those at the front. They're the pioneers. So you don't go back to the championship, you don't have the cost escalating as different teams try and charge different amounts. It's one fixed cost and one team overseeing all the cars. They're identical, and there's even a limited supply of liveries that you can have as well. But what we saw earlier on is that it gives very good racing indeed, and this grid, semi-reverse grid, promises to give lots of action. The man on pole position then, Luke Thompson, the Irishman. Forgive him the fact that he's a Chelsea football fan, but he will start from pole position, and so far he's had an 8th and a 6th over the course of this weekend. Although there is an overall series champion, that's a rather complicated affair that needn't concern us this weekend, even though these are the finals. What the championship does promote are weekend champions, because you have 5, sometimes 6, as we have this weekend, races to an event, and you get points for your place over each one. So you win, you get a point. 12th, you get 12 points. You get the picture. And the weekend champion is what we need to be addressing. And Daniel Cow leads the weekend championship by dint of having a second and a win. We've had a couple of races this weekend, each with a non-starter, but I think the grid is going to be complete this time. So the full dozen should be on the grid. Alessandro Ghiretti lining up 4th. He's a man to watch. It's Luke Thompson on pole, Kane Shepherd in the blue car with him at the front. Second row, another of the blue chassis, that of Itaraf Danish. And alongside him is Alessandro Ghiretti as the green flag is shown at the back. The lights go out. We are racing as they slither away from the line, and Kane Shepherd it is that makes the best start in the blue car, getting himself up alongside Luke Thompson to grab the advantage on the run now down towards turn 1. Up the inside comes Isiraf Danish as well in the other blue car with the orange crash helmet. He's on the inside line, and now we'll see how much traction there is going through turn 1 as they all tiptoe their way through, and it's going to be Kane Shepherd in the race lead. He's managed to do it. He's got the advantage as they turn then through turn 1. Danish gets himself on the slippery part of the road. Track will get quicker, the track will get drier. It's 9 laps or 30 minutes depending on which comes first, and so they've got to be careful on these opening laps while the tyre temperatures are rising all the while, and then the grip comes in. Accelerate up the hill towards turn 4. Passing place this, as was proved in race 2 earlier on in the day when Alessandro Giretti went around the outside of Presley Martono, who was the man that finished in second place. But the leader is trying to escape up the road. Kane Shepherd then away and gone already. A bit like we saw from Daniel Cow in the earlier race. A challenge is made by Giretti on the inside there from fourth on the grid. He tries to go second in the orange car as he accelerates now up towards turn 6. He's on the outside. It's a bit more slippery down there. And a big lose, and around goes Thompson, and off goes Giretti. Thompson's back in the right direction. Giretti's rally crossing is completed, and he's back on the road, and they all survive, despite the fact that it is oh so treacherous out there. If you can conquer these conditions and push and build a gap, as the leader is doing, then it's an impressive performance. And Kane Shepherd then leads the way, the Thai driver, former Thai karting champion in Rotax Max Seniors, and now they dive down towards turn 9 through the gloom there. Very foggy indeed as the cars now power uphill. So the leader, Kane Shepherd, trying to get away, and he is getting away, helped in part by the battles going on behind him and by the dramas going on behind him. That slippery surface flag is there as a constant reminder to the drivers, and it's again wetter at the bottom of the hill there, whoops wide over the curb. Further proof of how slippery it is. So the leading group really getting well and truly split up now on this opening lap, thanks to the track conditions, and it was Presley Martono's red car that ran wide, but he's hanging on to third ahead of Isiraf Danish. Daniel Cow runs fifth. So could we be on for a second win of the weekend for Kane Shepherd? Can we get 3 different winners out of 3 races? Because Alessandro Giretti, who went well in the Italian Championship, spinner in the background, is catching him up all the time. We'll address the spinner in a moment as the cars come towards us. I've got a feeling that might be Hibiki Tarai, the Japanese driver. Hibiki Taira having had a spin, I fear, in the background. We'll check at the end of the lap and see who has survived, and indeed what the gaps are. As there, a little bit wide, goes 77, Isiraf Danish. Up towards the end of the lap goes Kane Shepherd, well clear in the lead. It's a monster lead he's got over Alessandro Giretti in second place. And then for third, everybody else virtually. Presley Martono ahead of Isiraf Danish. Daniel Cow is fifth. Luke Thompson after his spin is sixth. Seventh, it is Taira, so Hibiki Taira did not have the lose. Behind him, 8th is Timothy Yo. 9th, the yellow car of Muiz Mutiafa. And then we await to see over the line Nazim Azman running in 10th. 11th, it is Arman Johani, and that means the spinner was Arsh Johani. Battle is on for second, third, fourth, fifth as they plunge downhill once again. Martono hanging on to third spot at the moment. Daniel Cow in the white car, dominant race 2 winner, trying to pick his way through the traffic as they sprint up towards turn 4 now. Daniel Cow, who did race in the British F4 Championship a season ago, turning his way out of that right-hander. And there, somewhat delayed, is the spinner. So there is Arsh Johani, the Johani brothers in the race. And he's behind Arman at the moment. It's through turn 5. A challenge is made by Daniel Cow up on the inside of Isiraf Danish in the blue car. And does he go through? Yes, he does. And right round the outside, trying to fight back, comes Luke Thompson. That was a very good move indeed, because as Danish was busy defending on one line, Thompson pounced on the other, and through he goes up on the inside. And straight away, look, Daniel Cow is starting to move clear of the rest of them as he comes up towards turn 7 and 8. Just wonder whether Thompson is one of those that did elect to start on slicks, because now as the road is a bit drier, he's looking a bit quicker. He was a bit tippy-toey on that first lap, but now he's really going for it. And Danish, having lost a couple of places, is dropping back. Danish then in 6th spot. Kane Shepherd led at the end of the opening tour by 3.4 seconds. And here is the fight going on for third. Martono just ahead of Thompson, who gains another place. Look, back up on the inside of Cow. Down the hill they come. So Luke Thompson starting to get quicker and quicker and quicker. It does make me believe it's down to tyres. In 6th spot is Isiraf Danish, then trying to go with the leaders. And we'll see as well shortly what the pace is going to be between the top 2. Some of those behind, as now Thompson is crawling all over the back of Presley Martono, trying to force the issue on the inside line. They're going out of the right-hander at turn 14 up to the hairpin to the end of the lap. There's the leader going through, then Kane Shepherd. Second, Alessandro Giretti, Frenchman, Moroccan Frenchman. And third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they're all running in a line. It is still just Martono ahead. He's another driver with European experience from Formula Renault Euro Cup. Luke Thompson tries to go right round the outside of him there. It's the longer line, and I fear that won't work for him, but can he hang on to the place? Yes, he can. He's keeping Daniel Cow at bay. Past the pits they come, nose to tail. Martono still hangs on to that place. Thompson right in the wheel tracks, and now he makes the move up on the inside where it's wetter. As soon as you go off the racing line, you get toward the water, and then you've got to be oh so careful slowing down the car for turn 1. Thompson commits. Thompson goes through, and he takes away third place. Brave stuff. Luke Thompson then goes through up on the inside. Dropping down to 4th is Presley Martono. 5th, Daniel Cow. 6th dropping away. Isiraf Danish at the moment. Hideki Taira is 7th, Timothy Yeo is 8th, Maurice Musiafa 9th, 10th is Nazi Mazman. Well, the race leading gap is 3.8 seconds, and Shepherd, and there he is, getting away from Alessandro Giretti last time. The gap widening between the two of them. Somewhat delayed, of course, at the back, Arsh Johani, who is very nearly a minute away from the race leader after that spin that he had on the opening lap of the race. So there's the leader, and this is the fight going on for 3rd and 4th places now as Martono tries to challenge Thompson once more. Daniel Cow going after them, and with him finishing 5th potentially, and Shepherd on for another win potentially, it's going to make the weekend championship very interesting indeed. Cow has 3 points for the 6 of Shepherd and Giretti. And remember, it's the lowest number that helps you win, not the highest in this championship. So there you've got the fight for the 3rd and 4th places with the gap widening. Now Thompson very definitely getting away. Started on pole, lost out off the line, had a spin, but boys, he fought back. Out of turn 9, climb the hill. Doesn't look that steep, but it is. And then over the brow, and he starts to plunge back down the hill here. To turn 13, they will come in a moment. 12's the left, 13 is the start here of this long, long right. Sideways is Thompson, further proof of just how hard he's pushing. And there, up towards turn 15, the race leader. So Kane Shepherd, it is 3.8 seconds to the good at the start of this lap, ahead of Alessandro Giretti, but Giretti quicker in sector 2, trying to bring down the gap just a little. And it was an absolute best. It's not that he's benefiting from Shepherd making a mistake. He is genuinely in certain sectors the faster. 3.8 was the margin. We've done 3 laps of 9, and the gap now between the top 2 is 3.9 seconds. It's crept up a little bit despite the efforts of Alessandro Giretti. And what about 3rd and 4th and 5th? Through will come in a moment. Luke Thompson, over the timing line he goes, and that lap that he's done is 2 minutes 30, so despite the efforts being put in, he's still not lapping as quickly as Kane Shepherd, who is the fastest man out on track, and the track is getting drier and quicker all the while. There in 4th is Martono falling away. 5th, it is Daniel Cow. Out of turn 1, now they run down the hill. Out of turn 3, this is a long, long climb. A good run out of that first sequence of corners, otherwise you're on the back foot for the next sequence where you need the momentum on the climb. But Kane Shepherd is looking very impressive indeed. He seemed to struggle for pace in race 2 earlier on in the day, but here, admittedly from the front of the grid, he's away and gone. He's checked out as everybody else is left battling and trailing in his wake. Comes then now from turn 8, short straight towards turn 9, which in these cars is an overtaking place. In a GT car, not really. But Thompson and earlier on in the day, Musiafa proved that you can trade places at turn 9. Here, Kane Shepherd's not got a car around him. He doesn't have to worry about where you can and can't overtake because he's way clear up the road. Pushing on, running on wets. Well, it's a wetter part of the road, but as the race wears on, it'll be interesting to see how the drivers look after the rubber and whether those that have pushed hard early on may have pushed a bit too hard. There in 2nd place is Alessandro Giretti. Sector 1, slower. Sector 2, slower. Sector 3, slower. Gap widening, in other words. We're currently working lap 4, on the margin very nearly 4 seconds between the two now. So Kane Shepherd looking oh so strong up front, powering his way on towards the left-hander at turn 15. Remember, everybody in the race with the same machinery. So it is down to your ability and how you work with your engineer to get the best out of the package. To the timing line they come. Past the pits, Shepherd to Giretti. 3.9 it was, and the gap this time over 4 seconds. Yeah, 4.3, it's going up all the while. They're down towards turn 1. Giretti dropping away. What about Luke Thompson's next lap? He's going to be in the 2:20s. No, it's another 2 minutes 30. He's done a good job of getting himself up into the top 3, but I fear 3rd might be where he has to stay, unless people have dramas with the rubber ahead of him. The other one dropping back is Iraf Danish. He's down to 7th place now because number 1, Hibiki Taira, has gone past him. Taira, the Japanese driver, who has come from the Student Formula Japan, and led the karting X30 championship, in which he was the champion in Japan last year. He now up into 6th spot. The other one that's falling away, and he was good in race 2 earlier, Muiz Musiafa, bright yellow car, if you can spot it. He might even end up being lapped before the end, because he's falling away uncharacteristically, given how he went in the earlier race today. As the track dries, there is the dominant race leader, Kane Shepherd, absolutely stamping his authority on this race. There, down towards turn 1, and locking up. Is he going to skate straight on? That is Musiafa, and he does go straight on, avoids all the gravel, thankfully. But Musiafa on the wet part of the circuit, couldn't get the car slowed down in time, slithers out to the escape road, gets back on, but he's really struggling here. His last lap was a personal best, but he's just not having a happy time of it. He, I think, is on slicks, and that's the reason why, because the road is not yet dry enough for him. It's not drying out as quickly as one or two might have anticipated it would. So the wets are still working. What's that hanging off the side of Shepherd's car on the left-hand side? So something detached itself. As he comes up now towards the left-hand turn 15, on this lap, intriguingly, he is being caught in the first sector by a 10th by Ghiretti, by 4 tenths in the second sector. So Alessandro Ghiretti having a red-hot go on this lap to try to catch the race leader. Ghiretti has not had a win in one of these cars. Could this be the day? He's very definitely on the wets, as you can see, as he comes through. All of these cars, incidentally, run on a pump fuel, the Petron Blaze 100 pump fuel. Petron is the official fuel and oil supplier, partners in the championship. So it's a pump fuel, which illustrates how good it is that it can power racing cars so effectively. And the gap is down 3.4 seconds as Ghiretti has just done the fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap of the race then done by Ghiretti as they turn through. Downhill goes Ghiretti once more. Now if he can maintain this pace, whoops, somebody else in strife there is Ashjani, getting off the road and back on again behind Muiz Musiafa. Musiafa is really struggling in this race, tiptoeing around. The race leaders will emerge shortly with the second sector about to be rattled off. The gap has gone up again in sector 1. Kane Shepherd, there he is responding. So he's managed to pull the margin just a little bit. Turns 7 and 8 goes the race leader, looking actually now pretty dominant. If he is being caught, he's able to up the pace once again. But Ghiretti outpacing him in the second sector, so it's a little bit elasticated, this gap at the moment. Kane Shepherd, race leader, gets the car slowed down nice and securely for turn 9, climbs the hill, trying to keep away if he can from the painted curbs that are always wet and slippery and therefore treacherous when the conditions are changing like this. Just when you think you know what the grip level is, hook a wheel onto that curb and it can all change. So, sector 1, gap up. Sector 2, gap down. Downhill, slides Shepherd. You come downhill, and then there's a little climb, the slightly banked uphill hairpin. There you can see like a GoPro almost hanging off the side of the car. Kane Shepherd still the leader. In the third sector, he is fractionally faster as well. So 3.4 seconds the gap had come down to. Has it stretched at the end of the lap? It depends whether Ghiretti can do some very good second and fourth sectors. This will put 6 laps in the book. Ghiretti, who raced in the Italian Championship, then inching up onto the tail of the race leader as best he can. They work their way now towards the timing line. Through they come. Through goes Shepherd, through goes Ghiretti. 3.4 is 3.1. It was another good last sector by Ghiretti, and now look, they're going for the wetter part of the road to keep the tyres cool. Does that help anybody behind? Thompson's lap times are coming down. There, 32, Presley Martono. Is he on slicks? Is that why he's dropped away so early? Looks as though from that shot he might have been tiptoeing his way out of the hairpin, so Martono comes up towards the line. Luke Thompson is certainly not lapping as quickly as the leaders, but he is being caught now by Martono. Does that suggest the road is getting drier? And finally, the pendulum is shifting towards those on the slick tyres. There is Luke Thompson. Out of turn 1, drop down the hill. He'll now be looking to keep those tyres cool and try and prolong the life. Daniel Cowles staying with Presley Martono, 4th and 5th they are. Wesley Martono, the Indonesian driver. Back to Kane Shepherd. The Thai leads the pack at the moment. He's looking oh so strong up front. They're in second place, Alessandro Giretti. And in sector 1, the gap widens again. In sector 2, the gap widens again. So Kane Shepherd looks as though he is able to respond to the challenge here. Race leaders currently on lap 7. It's declared a wet race to put the emphasis on the drivers and engineers making that choice of tyre rather than the officials doing it for them, really. And there, Martono runs out wide. Daniel Cow shadowing him. Isn't close enough to think about making a move. They sprint their way up towards turn 7. Now not really close enough, but if he can force a mistake out of Martono ahead of him, life might change. And certainly he's creeping up to the tail. The gap was wider than that a few laps back. Thompson, however, is being caught by Martono. He's wriggled away past him, and the gap's now coming down. That's discernible as they climb the hill. Who they turn? The race leader, Kane Shepherd, away and gone. So, although, again, in the third sector, it's curious the way that each driver is stronger in different parts of the circuit. At the start of the lap, Shepherd looks like he's got the advantage. Then Giretti suddenly speeds up, and he's taken 4 tenths out in the third sector of the lap, which is effectively from turn 7 all the way around to turn 14. There is Luke Thompson hanging on to a podium, which would be his best of the weekend, an 8th and a 6th, so a step in the right direction. But closing all the time is Martono, and he's taking Cow with him. The last lap was the fastest by Kane Shepherd, the 2:25.3, as there Martono looks up the inside. Can't do it. Daniel Cow waiting to pick up the pieces, just assessing where he might be able to make a move. There's a little bit wide there to the outside line. Goes Thompson. Martono tries to sprint up the inside, but to no avail. Not really close enough to make that move. They're falling further and further back, in fairness, as over the line. Now, both Martono and Cow, I think they are on slicks, aren't they? Because they're lapping in the 2:25s on the same pace as the leaders now. They're speeding up down towards turn 1. Martono perhaps now being a bit delayed by Thompson, who's doing it absolutely legit. He needs to hang on to third place, and he's hanging on to that third place. So now, Shepherd lapping in the 2:25, same sort of pace as Martono and Cow, who are 4th and 5th, as they are finding track conditions improving to suit their tyres. There is Kane Shepherd, but he's on lap 8, so he's not going to be caught, is he? Because he's got such an advantage now over that battle pack behind, namely the best part of 25 seconds. One more lap to run at the end of this as he comes then out of turn 8. Behind him is Alessandro Giretti, who is again pushing on in different parts of the lap. He's just taken a remarkable 8 tenths out in the middle sector alone, but he's not consistent enough, seemingly, to string it all together over the course of a lap. Down towards turn 8 and wide slides Thompson. Is that going to give Martono a chance? He tried to get up the inside, but he had to cede the place because eventually Thompson's line was going to cut across the front of him and he was ahead. So what that means now is that Daniel Cow in the white car tries to make his move for 4th place. The weekend championship leader, Pro 10, Nazim Azman, incidentally, has just done an absolute best first sector. I think now, if you did start on slicks, the road is right for you, but it's too late in the day. The lead gap looking less to the eye. Another couple of tenths pull back in that third sector by Giretti. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Still squabble. Thompson, Martono, Cow down towards turn 12. They come down the hill. Luke Thompson hanging on to his 3rd place. Another great effort this from the front of the grid. And he's had to work for it because he's been up and down the order. The race leaders come through and it is still Shepherd ahead. 3 seconds to the good. 3 seconds last time. What is it this time? It's down to 2. So a big gain pull back there. 1.2 seconds quicker. Alessandro Giretti onto the last lap they go. 3 wide nearly for 3rd place. Martono goes 3rd. Cow tries to get 4th away from Thompson on the inside line. And Luke here is in danger of being hung out to dry, but Martono goes wide as well. And Daniel Cow will get 1. Will he? No, doesn't get past either of them. I thought that was going to be the optimum line, but he doesn't power out quick enough. So Thompson's back ahead for 3rd. Martono 4th. Side by side, right the way down this long, relentless pit straight. Down towards turn 1. Martono goes ahead once again. Can he cut across? No, Thompson has got the door left open for him. Through he goes. Will he go wide? Yes, Martono ducks up the inside. He goes 3rd. Cow for 4th. Tries to get the other place out of all of this. Can he do it? He's on the outside at 2. Can he get ahead at 3? No, has to give way. He was all up the curb. Slopped in. Still 5th. Big frustration. as now Hibiki Taira has done the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 6th place, but it's too late. If you were on slicks, yes, the road is now suitable, but it's too late. There isn't enough race left. Here are the race leaders. The gap down by hundreds in the first sector. Giretti's going to run out of time as well to get onto terms with Kane Shepherd. It's been interesting for sure, but Shepherd will have the advantage. Through they come, up now towards the right-hander for 4th and 5th. You're looking at turns 7 and 8, double apex corner, but really one long arc, and Cow with the momentum tries to get up alongside Thompson, can't do it. So Shepherd, Giretti, Martono, Thompson, Cow, Taira, that is the top 6. And look, the orange car right there, Hibiki Taira, as Cow makes his move on the inside line for 4th, still can't do it. Thompson has got wide elbows, sharp elbows, and he sticks them out and he hangs on to the place. Hibiki Taira, though, as the slicks come in, getting closer, and look at this for the lead. Giretti is getting nearer and nearer and nearer, but he's going to run out of time. It'll be lengths, not seconds, really, when they get up towards the line. Checkered flag will be prepared because we are on lap 8. We've done 8 laps, I should say. We are in a 9-lap race, and so despite that object trailing off the side of Kane Shepherd's car, he is still going to come across the line first. Race winner in race 3 of the weekend in the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship, Kane Shepherd. 2nd, Alessandro Giretti. 3rd, take your pick, because here they come. Martono is ahead of now Taira. 3 wide for 4th place. Cow on the inside, Thompson in the middle. And then Hibiki Taira tries to come up on the outside line. Has he got past 1? Has he got past 2? Yes, and yes, but he's gone wide, and he's at pit in, and he's off, and he's in the gravel. From hero to zero in one easy move. Hibiki Taira is way out, and what that has also done is give Daniel Cow 4th on the line from Luke Thompson as they come through. So Martono takes 3rd, Cow takes 4th, Thompson 5th. What about 6th? It's going to be a virtual dead heat as they come across the line. And Isiraf Danish just did it. Danish ahead of Taira by, get this, 21 thousandths. Look at the next pair overlapping. Timothy Yeo versus Nazim Asman. Yeo ahead by 73 thousandths of a second. Kane Shepherd, the race winner in the end by 2.3 seconds, despite the best efforts of Alessandro Giretti. But he had to really work hard, especially in the opening few corners of that race, to try and build a gap on cold tyres on a slippery road. Of course, it was a grid start, not a safety car start, so less opportunity to assess what the track conditions were like. So the fact that we had so few spins, very impressive. No damage. I think everybody has finished, yes they have, because Arsh Jahani is on his way to the line, still circulating. So good driving by everybody in very challenging conditions, but Kane Shepherd richly deserves that win because it was a mighty performance. They have 3 more races to go this weekend, all tomorrow. Should be able to watch here on the live stream. And for the first of tomorrow's races, the grid based on a driver's 2nd best qualifying time from Friday. And then you take the race 4 fastest lap each driver sets for the race 5 grid. And then the last race of the weekend, similar grid to this. You take the previous race result and reverse the top 50%. Kane Shepherd, for today at least, can kick back because he has now had a win, a 5th and a win, so that gives him 7 points. Daniel Cow got 4 points, so he now is on 7, so also is Kane Shepherd, and Giretti got a 2nd place, which gives him a total of 8. All building up nicely within the weekend championship. At this halfway stage, 3 more races to go tomorrow. So Kane Shepherd, the race winner, makes his way down the pit lane victorious. That's his 2nd victory of the weekend, which in itself is an impressive effort. And he will make his way to the Parc Ferme area, and then the celebrations can begin. He's on track again bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:25 it's lights out for the race. There already in Parc Ferme, Alessandro Giretti steps from the car. Thanks to the team that have operated it for him this weekend. Cockpits around off there for Kane Shepherd, who stands aloft, celebrates P1 and win number 2 of the weekend, and Presley Martono there for 3rd. Daniel Cow arriving in Parc Ferme behind him. He's 4th. 5th goes the way of Luke Thompson, and Isiraf Danish takes 6th place. interesting the way that the heavy rain that we had mid-afternoon affected the circuit, and the way that different drivers were able to cope and with their tyre choice. Now that the cars have arrived in Parc Fermé, just to confirm, Martono was on slicks, so was Danish, so was Tyra, and what about Daniel Cow? Yes, he was on slicks as well, so that was perhaps the reason why he was struggling a bit more. So Martono, as we saw towards the end of the race, going better. Cow was on slicks, Tyra was on slicks, Timothy Yeo was on slick tyres, Asman was on slicks. And what about the Journeys? Yes, they both were on slick tyres. And so too was Muziafa. So the bulk actually were on slicks. But it was about Luke Thompson, where was he? Yes, he was on wets. But Shepherd and Giretti on wet tyres managed to control the pace. Bravo, Kane Shepherd. He wins by 2.3 seconds. Alessandro Giretti, his runner-up, and Presley Martono, the best of those on the slick tyres, takes third. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. 9:20 local time will be on air for race 4 in this Formula 4 Southeast Asia finals weekend. For now, from Sepang, from David Addison, it's goodbye. We'll see you in the morning.